You know that one task you should be doing right now? Maybe studying for your exams, working on your goal, or finishing an important assignment. But instead, you are scrolling on your phone, watching random videos, or just doing anything else. And the strange part is, you know it's important, but still you are procrastinating. So in today's video, we are gonna figure out that why do we procrastinate even when we know that we have to do something important. Let's understand what's actually happened inside your brain. So point one is your brain wants comfort, not progress. First, understand this that procrastination is not just laziness. Even scientists have studied this behavior. Research shows that many people delay their task even when they know that this task is important. In fact, procrastination is extremely common. It affects nearly 20% of adults and 70% of college students. So if you ever thought why I'm wasting my time or just procrastinating even when I have to do something important, you are not alone. The real reason lies in how your brain works. Our brain is designed to avoid discomfort and seek pleasure. Important tasks usually involve effort, stress, and uncertainty. But things like social media, YouTube, endless scrolling just gives you instant pleasure. Psychologists explain that our brain prefers immediate rewards rather than future rewards. That's why your brain says that I know this work is important, but let's just watch another video after then I will do. So procrastination is just your brain choosing short-term comfort instead of long-term success. Part 2 is the task feels too big. Another big reason we procrastinate is because that the task feels so overwhelming to us. Imagine someone telling you study 5 chapters today. Your brain immediately thinks this will take hours, like I will do it tomorrow. When a task feels huge, our brain starts feeling mental pressure, and when pressure increases, the brain tries to escape the stress. So instead of starting the task today and right now, we just delay it. And this is why you might tell yourself that I will start tomorrow. This is basically the reason after your common phrase I will start tomorrow that you use daily. But tomorrow becomes next week and next week becomes never. The truth is the problem is not the task itself. The problem is that we look at the entire mountain instead of just looking at first step. So part 3 is fear of failure. Sometimes we are afraid of not because the task is too hard, but what will happen if we just try? Deep down, many people think things like, what if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if people judge me? So our brain creates a strange solution. It delays the task. Because if you never start, you will never have to face failure. For example, someone wants to start a YouTube channel, but they keep delaying the first video. Not because they don't want to start, but because they are afraid of what might people think. So procrastination just becomes a way to protect your image or your ego. Part 4 is no immediate reward. Another reason we procrastinate is because important work usually have delayed rewards. For example, studying today might help you months later in your exams. Learning a skill might help you years later in your career. But the problem is that your brain loves instant rewards. And scrolling social media gives instant dopamine. Watching videos gives entertainment easily. But working hard today gives results much later in your life. And your brain naturally prefers now instead of later. That is why it is easier to watch 10 videos instead of studying just for 30 minutes. Part 5 is perfectionism. This is the reason that many people don't even realize. Sometimes we procrastinate just because we want things to be just perfect. We think that I will start when I get fully ready. But the truth is nobody ever feels completely ready. Perfectionism tricks your brain into thinking that if it can't be perfect, it's better not to start. And because of that mindset, people delay things for weeks, months, and even years. So now let's talk about the solution. Change the way you start your task. One powerful way to beat procrastination is to just focus on small and specific things. Most people tell themselves things like I need to study, I need to work on my goals. But these goals are too vague. Your brain doesn't know exactly what to do and how to start, so it just simply delays the task. For example, instead of saying I will study chemistry, just say I will open my chemistry book and just read one page. Instead of saying I will work on my YouTube channel, say I will just write first line of my script. When the first small step is clear, your brain feels less resistance. And once you start the tiny action, something interesting happens. Momentum begins to build. You might start one page, but you end up reading 10 pages and you don't even realize. You might start writing one sentence, but suddenly you end up finishing the whole script. Because action creates motivation. Most people wait to be motivated before starting, but successful people knows that motivation comes when you start actually. So next time you catch yourself procrastinating, just remember, it's not because you are lazy. It's not because you are lacking discipline. It's simply because your brain is trying to choose comfort over efforts. But the moment you change how you start your task and just focus on one small specific step, procrastination starts losing its power. Because progress doesn't come from waiting for motivation, it comes from taking action even when you don't feel like. So the real question is, what is the one step you can start right now? I hope you like this video, and if you like this video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. We'll meet in next videos. Till then, stay tuned.